What is up, Flyover family? Welcome to the 10th episode of the Offseason Grind Show. We have some interesting interviews to talk about. We got an update on Nakobe Dean, some OTA updates, and so much more. So without further ado, let's fly on into it. So Ty Robinson and Jahad Campbell both did 94 WIP interviews. They were both asked what their favorite thing was and things of that nature. And we got an update on Jahad Campbell's shoulder and things of that nature. So yeah, a few things stuck out in Ty Robinson's interview. He said he has a massive chip on his shoulder and that his favorite part of football is stuffing a 4th and 1 or denying a goal line touchdown or creating a turnover. He was asked about film of him playing fullback. He said that he was in Nebraska's ear trying to get on offense and whatnot. And once he finally got the chance, he was like, shoot, I don't even want the ball. Just let me know who to hit. The last thing that stuck out was that he says offense sells tickets, but defense wins games. But man, you know, his toughness and whatnot and his mentality that he brings and whatnot, I'm a huge fan. What do you guys think about Ty Robinson? Comment down below. In Jahad Campbell's interview, he said his favorite part was a stop on 3rd down when the other team had to punt it. He was asked what he felt he was best at. He said that he can do it all. And then he was asked how he feels physically post shoulder surgery, post shoulder, injury and all that good stuff. But he said he feels pretty good physically. He's just taking care of his body, taking it day by day, and things of that nature. It's good to see he's progressing well and keeping in good spirits and whatnot. Update on Nakobe Dean. According to multiple reports, he's using ballet to help his injury recovery, saying, quote, "It's definitely something that's helping my rehab. You just feel a change immediately after you stretch. You're not as sore," and things of that nature. So in my opinion, whatever it takes to get him as close to what he was last year as humanly possible, I'm all for it. Him and Zach Bond were basically neck and neck pretty much the entire year. So yeah, definitely would be all for it. Eagles and the rest of the NFC East will appear on Hard Knocks. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, it's a pretty popular show that covers behind the scenes on NFL teams or however the case, revealing, like stuff that happens in the front office or behind closed doors and things of that nature. So definitely, from a fan standpoint, it's definitely be cool to see more than what we have been or however. But also at the very same time, I'm not a big drama guy and things of that nature. So, everything that would be, basically showcased or however would be under, heavy scrutiny and all that or however the case. So, at the end of the day, I'll be more happy than anything else or however the case. But, there is good and bad to it as well. So, days 1 and 2 of the OTAs and the remaining schedule. So far, there has been no Bryce Huff. Yes, it is voluntary. That is completely true. But him of all people, after basically fleecing $15+ million last year, he should be bought in and trying to improve his game and trying to better himself. But yeah, hopefully that's a sign that he's going to be getting traded or something like that. I wish him the best on a personal level, but in terms of being an Eagle, I mean, shoot, trade him yesterday as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, like I said, him not being there doesn't bother me one bit. He's a bum anyway. Bryce the bum Huff. Ty Robinson, I absolutely recognize it was just practice. I absolutely recognize that. Absolutely do. But at the very same time, he looked great hitting the block sled and whatnot. His explosiveness, his speed, his ferocity, all that good stuff. His tackling. Man, he is one good physical specimen. Pause, no Diddy, just to be safe. But yeah, putting it all together, his 94 WIP interview, his college tape, and now what we're seeing in OTAs versus other professional athletes. Man, I'm not going to lie. I'm completely sold on him. I'm not going to lie. You got a buyer here. I definitely think he'll be great here. However the case, especially next to Jalen Carter. I could see him having a respectable impact this year. Obviously, through hard work and all that good stuff. I don't think it's going to be given, but definitely think he has the potential to earn it. Jalen Hurts, he also had a pretty good practice. He was 20 for 21. The only incompletion was a forced incompletion, but it was still a really, really good thrown ball. Yeah, he was accurate and decisive and all that good stuff. If you guys remember last year, he started off pretty hot and things of that nature, and then obviously Super Bowl LAX MVP. Not a nothing burger. Definitely something to keep around. Definitely something to pay attention to. Things of that nature. There were a few recorded throws, or however the case, in terms of, let me see. I wanted to see more, throws and things of that nature. But so far, it's been a pretty even mix of offense, defense, special teams, and all that. And heck, even Eagles legend Jason Kelce was there. With the O linemen and Stoutland and things of that nature. In my opinion, I'm not an expert. I wasn't there, so I can't say for sure. But in my opinion, it looked like he was, either trying to help the O linemen or helping to coach or something like that. I'm not sure. I wasn't there, so I can't say. But overall, you can also see in the background, or however, like the two-time Super Bowl champion, like overlay thing, or however the case in the background. Really cool to see that. But yeah, other than that, the defense was running peanut punch drills, to get the new guys and the vets better at forcing those types of turnovers. The D linemen and whatnot were working on their get off and their explosiveness. The DBs were working on their footwork. Everybody as a whole on the defensive side is working on their tackling. And I gotta say, I really like that. Yeah, sure, it is the beginning or half case, so of course you would. But even though they're coming off the Super Bowl and whatnot, they're still not getting bored with the fundamentals and whatnot. They're still doing the fundamentals and all that and working on it, trying to get better even in the basics. Absolutely love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. The offense, from what I was able to see, was working on short to the intermediate pass game and things of that nature. Maybe a couple check downs. I did see a couple short passes to Saquon Barkley. Potentially those could have been check downs or however the case may be. I don't know. I'm not, Kevin Patil. I'm not the offensive coordinator. But yeah, overall, it just feels like, the Eagles are getting their bearings and warming up and things of that nature. But nevertheless, I got to say, I'm really confident in what I'm seeing. The effort that's being put out in practice, nobody's half-assed running or however the case. Everyone's trying, really have a lot of trust in the coaching staff and things of that nature. And I know I've said this before, but man, I'm really sold on Ty Robinson. Man, I gotta say it at least one more time. I'm sold on Ty Robinson. The kid's an absolute beast. I can't wait to see more from him, particularly. Can't wait to see more from the team in general, but man. In terms of other OTA dates, I know for sure the next one's going to be tomorrow, the 30th, June 2nd and the 3rd, and then June 5th. First and foremost, I'll have this episode out by the 29th of May, and then I'll try to schedule the future episodes around that. But yeah, other than that, I like the OTA schedule. It's decently spaced out and things of that nature. It's going to be really entertaining, to see more of them on the field. As well, some of the positional battles that are going to be taking place too. In my opinion, there's going to be four main ones that, in my opinion, I need the answer to. I trust Jeff Stoutland, but at the same time, I don't like Kenyon Orstein or however the case. I mean, who's going to start at right guard? It's a fair question. What about safety? Sidney Brown, Makuba, obviously C.J. Gardner-Johnson gone does leave a hole there. And, hopefully it's Sidney Brown, obviously had a knee injury and things of that nature, worked his way back last year. And obviously he does have a little bit of seniority and whatnot. In terms of linebacker, that's the next one. Charter Jr. and Munden. We know Bond's going to be one of them coming into the season. But obviously starting the season, Jahad Campbell and Nakobe Dean, I don't know if they'll be ready yet. There's still significant time until then. So there's a question mark there. In terms of cornerback 2, that's the next question. We know Quinyon plays cornerback 1. We know DeJean usually plays in the slot. So that leaves Keely Ringo, Mac McWilliams, and the rest of the guys out there, however the case. But, it's a valid question. Who's going to be CB2? Everything else is pretty much set in my opinion. Again, my opinion's not lost, just my humble opinion. What positional battles do you guys want to see in your guys' opinion? Comment down below what positions you guys want to see, or however the case, or what players you're excited for in the OTAs so far, in the preseason, all that good stuff. Just comment down below. Before we head out of here, I have one last pretty exciting thing to talk about. The Eagles played basketball the other day. Really, really cool to see, them bonding and sharing the camaraderie and all that good stuff. Not really any breaking news or however, but Saquon, he did throw a pretty nice lob to Cooper DeJean and things of that nature. Beautifully thrown ball. He's obviously running back. He doesn't have to throw the ball. And obviously Cooper DeJean, beautiful dunk by him. But yeah, overall, really, really cool to see. Obviously, I have a little video on the side. But in terms of the other thing or however, everyone's jump shot on the team looked pretty freaking good. I know it's technically not, football Eagles related, but I mean, the Eagles were playing basketball, so close enough. Come on. But yeah, Jalen Hurts, his jump shot looked pretty smooth. Nick Sirianni, his looked pretty smooth. Really cool to see, them getting, camaraderie and building that trust, building that chemistry with the new guys, the rookies, the new vets that signed from other teams, or however the case may be. It's really cool to talk about in general. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I always try to, keep it up to date and all that good stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for choosing Philly Flyover today, where you get authentic Eagles passion you can trust. God bless you all. Philly out. Peace.